And we are back. I don't understand. My dog stopped breathing. I didn't think I hit her that hard.
You did not hit the dog.
Now that bugs me because I so goddamn cute.
Peter Frank Castle's going to be here in no time.
Yeah.
I'm still in that goddamn dog.
Is that lunch or?
That will be.
Oh, okay.
The coals are ready.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Got her on a nice
I brought
spit.
some.
I'm married to a Korean.
My daughter,
She knows how to cook it.
my
All
daughter
right.
is crying right
You went
now.
dog
She
deaf
doesn't even
and
know why.
racist.
I did.
I was gonna make a Korean joke, but I knew your wife was Korean, so I didn't do it.
That was called going full wild card. Congratulations.
Allow me.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
Steven.
It's all yours.
Yeah.
Allow me to go.
Sorry, Steven. Steven Gordon.
His
retarded.
His daughter is going to listen to this and go, Dad, you've got to listen to this episode. And he's like, no, I said I'm not listening again. They're like,
I believe the
this
name-
episode's titled Stephen Gordon.
It's called the cut. That's the name of the episode. We love you, Stephen.
Yay!
That's right.
I want Stephen to keep listening because
I thought the Stephen Gordon cut was that you got your balls cut off.
Oh
my God.
I want Stephen
very
to keep.
nice.
Now you apologize to Stephen Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing. Get a last name and I'll apologize.
Jeffy, apologize to Stephen Gordon
I'm
right now.
sorry, Stephen Gordon. I hope you get a last name and balls.
I want Stephen to keep listening. I really do.
I do too.
I get the feeling that he's actually a fan of yours, and
You think?
know,
I don't think
he
so.
loves you.
I think that was authentic.
that was a
I think
jokey thing.
I think he's not a fan of
He probably
mine.
said something mean about me on iTunes.
I also
too.
want the other guy that we were talking about to keep listening and lighten up.
The nerd rage
yes.
guy.
Nerd rage.
It's all in fun.
Yeah,
Rage.
because it is all in fun.
And I would like the other guy's wife to give him some so he's not so uptight.
Oh, I don't think that's a problem.
And I want all of our hot listeners to stop posting pictures of themselves with very little clothing on our Facebook page.
Yeah, quit
Just
doing
stop.
that.
Just stop
Well,
doing that.
Oh God, yeah.
Speaking of that,
Yes.
we're going to explain Order 69 coming up, and this
Well,
is
no, we don't need to explain it. We're gonna.
this is another reason why you need to. This is another reason why you need to join our Facebook and Twitter pages because we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it on Twitter as well.
Poor
you
sluts.
betcha.
Yeah,
Those poor.
I'll show you how to do it.
They're gonna get shankered.
All right. Shankered. So we'll get.
They're gonna get shankered.
They're gonna get marinated.
I'm so excited. You don't me.
How do you take being banned for not adhering to their terms of use as being?
I was just
I
offering.
just want to
it.
know.
I just want to know. No,
he didn't do anything.
Because-
He didn't
because-
do
Whoa,
anything.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right.
Okay, let's say good.
Big.
Oh,
Did you like how I segued into
Way
that?
to bring in
That was
logic
beautifully
right
done.
there, Lee.
But like
Yeah.
but Lee, like
Yeah.
the Wu-Tang Clan,
Uh-huh.
Shankered ain't.
That's right.
You guys are so far from Wu-Tang.
We'll explain Order 69
Do I have
coming
to
up.
explain that to you?
All right. Just while you're listening right now, join our Facebook page and our Twitter page.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Do it.
Let's see. Brian's favorite movie of the summer, Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm a pirate. Hello.
All you do.
On Stranger Turds.
Yes.
Tides.
A movie that I didn't hate.
I didn't hate it either.
I liked it fine. It was what it was. It was a Pirates movie. But Brian apparently really hated it.
I felt quite insulted.
I said to my wife the night after we saw it, it was about 2 a.m. My wife said, "Did you like Pirates?" I said, "You know what? It wasn't awful." Brian actually came in through the bedroom window and punched me in the face. I was like, "Brian, what are you doing?"
While you guys
No,
are
when he said Star Wars.
He's forced. Apparently, Brian has to still use an inflatable donut when he sits down after watching Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, it touched me in a bad place.
wow.
Did you expect like a really good movie?
That's what I don't
Brian,
get.
or-
No.
This is a guy who hated the other Pirates
I was
movies.
gonna say,
Yeah.
he hated
I
it.
didn't like the other Pirates movies, but I was expecting, at the very least, a movie that made sense.
just a watchable
After
movie.
the third one, you were expecting a movie that
I
made
don't
sense.
remember the third one. I left the
That's-
theater
yep.
disgusted.
Okay.
Hold it.
That's why I don't get it. It's why you hate it so much.
Hold it. Let me get this statement again, because Brian, I think we need to refer to the first half of this show.
I didn't like it's physics.
The first one, which people say is the best one, the first one made sense.
Obviously.
No, it didn't. I didn't like any of them.
I didn't like
But-
it.
So then why are you so mad?
I was because I was excited for this movie because they jettisoned all the stuff that I hated about the first three. They got rid of Orlando Bloom. They got rid of Keira Knightley. They brought in Ian McShane. They brought in
Who's a
Penelope
badass.
Cruz. They brought in all these elements that I wanted to see in this movie, and I like pirates. I think pirates are cool.
Who was the director of the first movie?
Gore Verbinski.
Gore Verbinski.
Who was the director of the fourth one?
Rob Marshall.
Rob Marshall.
And so I was expecting. I was like, they got rid of. They trimmed it down. It's lean. It's going to be a good movie. and it was just kind of boring. And the script, I'll give a lot of leeway for movies as long as the script makes sense in some degree. If I can come up with some reason, but like that bit with the mermaids at the end, this is the one I've been globbing on. Why did she go back to give him the cups?
She liked him.
Yeah.
She didn't know. She didn't know the cups were in the water. She didn't know.
You don't know that. You can't read her
anyone
mind.
She didn't know anyone was in mortal danger. She had absolutely no reason to go back whatsoever.
Maybe her mermaid sense was
Mermaids
tingling.
aren't real.
I get your argument. I just don't get why you're so fired up. That's not
because it makes good radio.
there you go.
All right.
We're not on the radio.
Well, let me just give some good news to Brian because the Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides has now sailed past the $700 million
Wow.
mark.
Boom.
Is that domestic? or international?
That's all.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
That's gonna make him
Yeah.
tard yell.
It is, but the reason this is significant is because it set an industry record for the speed that it did that.
Oh shit.
The speed that it did that.
You
worldwide.
realize Johnny Depp could make a movie where it's him with his pirate hat for 2 hours. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the movie.
No, actually,
Brian.
no, actually, that was The Tourist.
I had no doubt it would make a lot of money, and I think maybe that's why I'm more upset about it. That people don't go into movies and expect a little more.
Well, you know why I'm upset? Because a classic like
Well, you-
Drive
you
Angry
love
is
those
never
Star
gonna
Wars
see a
movies.
sequel.
Yeah, it took 16 days.
He
What?
might
to do that.
Seriously?
he might as well just get that eyeliner tattooed on him because
Might as
they're
well.
not gonna let him go.
And here's where it made really good money in countries where they like 3D. Russia and China. Russia and China love 3D. So that it's
Why?
just-
Why do the Russians and the Chinese like 3D?
I don't know.
Because they like to see stuff around them that doesn't suck.
That's exactly what I was going to say, actually.
But internationally, so around the world, it made 536.7 million. Here in America, 172.2. So the global total
Yeah.
is over 700.
Yes.
China and Russia are
So in the
drab.
United States, it is actually going to be the least successful of the Pirates movies.
But worldwide, and that seems to be what the movie companies are more concerned with now.
Well, money is money.
They released Thor internationally before they released it in the U.S. and it made what $150 million foreign before we even saw it on one screen.
The other movie they did that was Rio, the animated movie. They released that internationally before us, and it did phenomenally.
Has Thor seen enough money to warrant
yeah.
a second?
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
Thor's
Yeah.
raked
Thor's
money in
doing-
hand over fist.
Thor's
And then
doing
after,
pretty
no,
good.
it's
Not
not
really,
It's
not
not crazy, but after Blu-rays and DVDs, it'll.
Let's say for a Thor movie,
Yeah.
Exactly.
doing very well.
It made way more foreign than it did here.
Yes.
I don't know. That sci-fi
You know
movie one
what?
was
There's
better.
a lot more foreigners than there are people here too.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what they want? Our jobs.
They want our.
I just, you know what I hope.
Superhero
You
movie.
know what I
First,
hope?
first they took our jobs. Now they're getting our movies. Before
They don't ask for all the money they loaned us back because
Ooh.
Rude.
you know, I had to bring that up. I had to bring that up to a bank executive the other day. They were talking about the bailouts because I work for a Fortune 500 company that received some bailout.
I know
money.
which one it is. Can I say?
Yeah, no, and the funny part was I said, so when are the Chinese going to ask for their money back? And he just looked at me. He's like, "What are you talking about? The Congress bailed us out." I was like, "No, the Chinese gave the money to the Congress to bail us out. So when is it we're going to let this communist dictatorship that we're borrowing money from? What's the repayment plan there?"
We're just a subsidiary of
Yep.
China now.
We're like little.
Hey,
we're-
China! I was joking about it not being nice there because I heard it's great.
here we about all these socialist programs that we supposedly are bringing into our country. We're letting a socialist country give us all the money.
Besides, I already heard from Mormon Ken, a.k.a. Mitt Romney, and Obama is their tool anyway.
Oh,
is
really?
he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
okay.
he? Okay.
I-
No,
He's got all those socialist things like libraries and fire departments.
at least for a couple of,
Care.
But let's not mess with Social Security.
for a couple of decades, we can just say the check's in the mail. That we mailed it.
You know, they'll buy that.
Yeah, for at least a couple
They'll
decades.
buy that.
It's international mail. It's kind of slow.
Yeah. That's all we're talking about.
I forgot to put a stamp on
3 to
it.
5
Oh.
weeks.
I forgot to sign it. Damn it. Let's do it again.
But in the meantime, because we owe China so much money, I can't complain about Chinese gold farmers trying to hack into my World of Warcraft account anymore.
All right, we got to do this DC. We got to do
yeah.
this DC Comics thing.
Oh boy!
We got to do this DC Comics thing.
I'm
have
excited.
to.
I'm looking forward to it.
And then explain. Did you not hear about this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've got
well,
some news about this from Dr. Volts I got yesterday too.
Make sure he sees the poster where it looks like Green Lantern's giving himself a giant power.
Yeah. So this is post Flashpoint, the current DC industry.
Their big crossover.
Yes.
Post Flashpoint,
I am so behind.
DC is going to reboot every superhero.
Every single. So it must be 2 years since their last reboot.
They're renumbering.
They're renumbering.
They're
but
renumbering. They're not necessarily rebooting.
So they're starting all the issues off at zero?
Everything. Yes. I talked to some writers, and they said that this is not rendering anything they're doing now moot. Flashpoint is going to change the universe a little bit, but everybody's starting from a new beginning, but not necessarily the characters, their origins, or anything.
Wait.
So this is kind of like 1985 Crisis on Infinite Earths?
It's
kind of
one of their
No.
crisis.
No.
points.
This is 0 hours.
Oh.
Remember. Oh wait, no one remembers 0 hours.
I think it's a clever way to get a lot of publicity for a failing comic book series.
Right, because
It's a thought.
they always fall for it. USA Today reported with quotes from Dan DeDoo.
okay.
Okay, right. This is where I read about this for. Unleashes a new universe of superhero titles. Dude, they're all like younger.
Yeah.
They're redesigned
by
Jim Lee.
By Jim Lee, which of course means that everyone will have black pants, a half jacket, sunglasses, and batting gloves.
Okay,
So Animal
a
Man?
quote, sir.
I'm just telling you,
A
all the
quote,
people.
I'm telling
Hang on.
you, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
Hang on.
made him yell.
Sorry.
everybody makes it. now.
Steve.
Okay. Lee spearheaded the costumes redesign. Great. To make the characters more identifiable. Right, because nobody knows Superman. And accessible to comics fans new and old. We really wanted to inject new life into our characters. And the line said, Dan DeDoo, co-publisher of DC with Lee, this was a chance to start not at the beginning, but at a point where our characters are younger and the stories are being told for today's audience.
Which
Is
they've
45 years old.
Well,
Yeah.
but they've needed this. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying, yeah,
Because this is something that DC does
Well-
not do as well as Marvel, and that is that Marvel has the great character development and flawed characters.
Yeah.
And that's something that
It's
DC.
But
here's
they're
true.
not so bound by continuity that they can't slough it off like bad layers of skin.
Yes.
So-
You're talking about Marvel?
Can I just
Yeah.
keep,
Yeah.
Can I just keep going?
Yeah,
The
go
one
ahead,
thing,
go
the one
ahead.
thing that they're doing right is that an even more important move in the competitive comics industry. DC is making all of the renumbered titles available digitally
Day
via
and date.
apps and DC website the same day they arrive in comic book shops.
Which
wow.
is
That's
sad for the
cool.
comic shops. But
Well, no.
That's true.
I talked
Yeah.
to Dave yesterday at Dr. Volt's actually.
As did I.
And DC is actually, for one, you can actually go in and for an extra $1 on your comic book, buy a poly bag that has both the digital code and the physical book.
Yes,
you
these,
get both.
these are called actually digipacks.
So you get both.
So you get both. And DC is giving them a much deeper discount on books than they ever have before.
Oh, nice.
Right now, the highest amount off that a comic book store can get on any comics is like 55%. DC is taking it down to 75% and making all of the titles, except for the core titles like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, 100% refundable if they don't sell them after 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good deal then.
So that's great for
Okay,
comic book
so
stores.
yeah, that was my big concern was, and I talked with Dave. I said, "Aren't you upset about this? Because the comic book store." And he says, "No, actually, we're okay."
Yeah.
And he explained this. Stuff.
Well, and the price point for the issues is going to be the same as digitally as it is for the printed version, except a couple months down the road, then they drop the price.
And they haven't
of
been
the
selling
issues
DC Comics anyway.
But they do realize that Marvel has just done this amazing thing with they put a movie out and they hope that people go to the comic book store, but with the apps people are doing it. I understand that the Marvel app and the Marvel Online are doing tremendous business.
Yep.
Because that really is the future.
Yep.
And DC has always been behind on everything
Yes.
that Marvel is doing. So this actually, I think,
could be good.
could be good for them.
Could be good. A lot of it will depend on who the creators are.
Yes.
And,
Exactly.
And what is starting to be an emerging trend in DC having new issues and new writers on issues is if you suck Jeff Johns, you get to write a book.
Right.
I am not
No,
making
it's
that up.
not-
He
yeah.
is fucking Captain Crony.
Well, and I'll tell you-
JT Kroll, that guy seriously must have Jeff Johns' dick 24/7.
Thank you.
Because there is
No homo.
there is no one in the industry who respects or likes or well reviews anything by J.T.
Okay,
Crow, and yet that guy gets to write everything.
Can I tell you my initial reaction to the story? Because I was texting you when you guys were talking about it on the radio that morning.
Were you on the
And-
toilet?
No, I was at a stoplight. I was so incensed. But, my initial, I was like, no, another reboot. Because DC does this
Every 15
lot,
minutes.
right?
Yeah, they do it a
And-
lot.
Yeah, a ton. And I'm just like, no. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, I'm not reading anything DC's doing because even for characters that I love, and I'll say I have a great love for a lot of DC characters,
Right.
And but I'm not reading it, and then I'm thinking, well, if I'm not reading it, let's say you're some kid that went and saw The Dark Knight, okay, and you're like, oh, that shit right there. And I'm gonna go start buying some Batman comics. And you walk into the Batman
It's
to
all
the
Grant
Batman store,
Morrison.
and it's all Grant Morrison. And you're like, what? There's 17 Batmans.
Yeah.
No, there's hundreds of Batmans now. There's one in every city. Well, oh God, there's a Superman comic. I'll check that out. That'll make some sense to me. What the fuck?
He's walking around the
Superman's
Earth.
taking a walk.
And it's all
and
and action
getting the
comics.
key to Provo. Did you know that happened in a comic?
Yeah.
What?
I thought he went to
What?
Ogden. Is that where he went?
No,
No,
that's
it's
Provo.
Provo.
He got the key to Provo.
He got the key to Provo,
In the
and
next
it's just
issue.
like, I was like, you know what? Bags do need a reboot.
Well, they do because remember when you got me started on The Flash?
Yeah,
Who was writing that?
It was Jeff Johns.
yeah.
Was it?
And it was good.
And I
Back,
was
back,
like,
back when his ego wasn't out of control.
and I was like, that's a pretty good run. But even it started to get really deep into the back lore
And the continuity.
continuity, exactly. And I gave up.
Yes.
They either go too far one way or the other.
With this reboot, are they just totally getting rid of all the
Well, here's
old continuity?
Here's the
or-
thing. You know the character that needs it most is Green
Lantern.
Lantern.
Sure.
Because
Jesus,
if
yeah.
I see this movie, if I'm just a kid and I see this movie this summer and I'm introduced to him,
Yeah.
and then I try to wade into all that
Yeah.
crap,
Oh,
Into 50,
It's-
60 years
yeah.
Well,
worth
and I'm
of...
gonna
They're
tell you
launching
this.
Doesn't work.
4 new Green Lantern titles.
yeah.
Four more?
And I gotta say
No,
this,
no, no, no.
you
4 total.
you guys,
Oh.
I don't care. I mean, like, I really do like Green Lantern. He's one of my favorite characters. But this whole, all the multicolored Green Lanterns and the red lanterns and blue
It's-
lanterns
yeah.
and
You know, it's great for selling T-shirts.
but it's
They
it
might
is stupid.
They
I
might
mean,
as well as call it fucking while
Well,
they're
I
at
just-
it.
they are keeping that.
They
one
are?
Of, one of the Green Lantern books that they're putting out is a Red Lantern core book.
Oh, good.
But now
Jesus.
let me give DC a compliment. This is the boldest,
It's-
smartest thing that they've
It's the
done
most forward-thinking.
in a long time. The
Not-
first forward-thinking thing they've done.
it's not reactionary for once.
Yeah.
Yes.
I-
Although, let me just throw out one thing. Did DC and the world really need a Mr. Terrific title? Really?
Like,
Well,
I'm really excited about the fact that they've got different options for how you're buying the books. I can buy them digitally; they're one price. I can buy them in the store, and I can buy them both ways in the store. And they're going to be giving giveaway codes to the stores so they'll tell people, hey, if you want a code to get this comic free, go to X participating comic book store, and they're getting people into the
Yes.
retailers.
And-
And I'll hand it to them this. They were getting their asses handed to them so severely on the digital front. Seriously.
Yeah. That's
Like
'cause they had
were
no plan.
Yeah, they were so far behind, and now they are actually trying to leap forward into
Yeah,
the
it's
front.
funny because Marvel never actually went the direction they were saying they were going to go a year and a half ago, where they're saying they're going to start giving out promo codes and making sure that you could buy the new issues at the premium.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, they're
at
gonna
the same
sell at
price.
least 50 more comics in September than they have in a while. because there's in September there's 50
New titles launching.
new
52.
number one, 52.
Yeah.
And I told Jeff this the other day. I'm gonna get a hold at Dr. Volt's and I'm gonna buy all 52 and tell you what I think.
Cool.
Wow.
The thing about this is DC needs to handle this very carefully. I mean,
I
'cause
agree.
There's not a lot of information that we're getting right now, but they need to handle it very carefully. They can't do we want young readers and new readers only thing, because that will people who've been reading it for
Yeah.
years.
I'm
Have
gonna
the
go in
money
with a
and everyone buying
great
them.
love of these characters, but I'm going in super just like yeah.
Maybe this is coming off of the heels of the Earth 1 book. that everybody loved, that Superman one.
I
That was
loved it.
really good.
This is the first Superman I've
That's
read in a
the way they
long
need to go.
time. That was great.
Which is ironic because DC's forcing JMS out of DC.
Really.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think this is something I've written my one summation sentence on this is I think DC is doing something extremely smart but in an extremely stupid way.
sure. That's
That's
the
all.
way they do things.
They need to be very careful moving forward.
You know what
Yes.
their big thing next year is going to be? They're not going to do anything.
They're not going to do anything.
And it's going to get so much press.
That would fucking be
And those
refreshing.
idiots,
Actually,
they need to not have a goddamn
crossover.
or event for a year.
Well, they go a little far with the crossovers.
They go nuts.
I mean, Marvel goes a ways, but DC really doesn't.
Oh, we got to talk about the other thing that happened this week.
Oh, well, we got to wrap
the
this up.
comical
So
books.
what happened?
Oh, Fear Itself #3
Oh, okay.
broke the
Did
internet.
you read it yet?
I did read it finally. You made me sit down on the toilet and
Holy
read it.
shit!
At pub quiz before we started.
What is Fear itself?
Fear Itself is a Marvel crossover that is happening right now.
Yeah.
Where
Red Skull's daughter found out there is actually another All-Father besides in Norse mythology besides Odin. He is the god of fear.
and
like kind of an evil Odin?
so now she's done
Does he
something
sleep?
to make all of these different hammers fall all over the planet, and superpowered beings are picking them up. and
Like Hulk and the Thing, who are now bad guys.
And the
just-
Juggernaut.
when seriously, when the Thing picked up that hammer and went die and smashed Reed Richards, I was like, holy
What, did he pick up a hammer that made him a dick?
yes.
Oh.
That's essentially what it
They
does.
basically,
Yeah.
basically become an avatar for one of these
for the evil All-Father.
Asgardian gods.
So it's
all
kind of
the-
like if you found a red power ring.
Yes.
I was going to say,
my
this
only
sounds like
complaint.
this sounds like Green Lantern.
I will tell you, this is the first time I was like, "Oh, Marvel's totally ripping off DC."
It
Yeah,
sounds like
it's odd,
it
isn't
sounds like a mix between Blackest Night and Black Kryptonite.
Yeah.
But it's being handled really, really well because you got Matt Fraction in charge of it, and he's just a
And
genius.
Stuart Immonen doing the art. You
Yes.
cannot.
And what happened is we've been trying to figure out how is Marvel going to get Steve Rogers back into the Cap costume because for how long now? How many years?
It's been about 3
Three
years.
years Bucky's been
and-
in the Captain
And
America
it has
outfit.
been a great run in Captain America with him as Bucky.
No, is Steve Rogers still dead?
No.
No.
No,
he's
he's
not
back.
dead, okay.
He is now the super soldier in charge of security around the world, like S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Anyway,
Looks like a tool.
I love the outfit, but but we're like,
But spoiler alert.
but we got okay. So July is coming. You launch the movie. You want kids to go into the comic book store, and there's Steve Rogers, but it's Bucky right now.
Yep.
What do you do?
Spoiler alert.
You
Spoiler
kill Bucky.
alert.
You
If you
kill
haven't-
Bucky in Fear Itself #3.
Sin rips his bionic arm off,
Smashes him,
hits him with it,
and then impales him with her hammer.
and then bam, right in his
Puts,
chest.
kills the out of him is what we call him in the business.
Yeah, in the business.
That is the
They
shortest.
killed-
That is the shortest comeback of any resurrected comic book character ever. They
Yeah,
have
he
him
was- he was-
dead
he
and
was
in the
dead
ground
for 50 years, and then he
he's
was
back
alive
for
for-
4, and then they kill him.
But he had the title. He had the title. For
yeah.
4
Yeah.
years, so.
But that was so badass. I was just like going,
It's really fun. It's fun to read.
I
So-
wonder if he'll be
Oh.
back.
And I was really disappointed when DC didn't do something similar when Dark Knight came out. That was right when Grant Morrison was doing the R.I.P., the Batman R.I.P. storyline, and it was like, why are you getting rid of Bruce Wayne on the heels of the Dark Knight?
Because they're stupid.
So, but then the whole thing. Everybody's been so excited because maybe they'll do Winter Soldier for the Captain America series.
Well,
of
they
movies.
still
Or
can.
We
They
got
still-
all excited when the Avengers cartoon did the Cosmic Cube bit, where Cap
What?
wished for Bucky. Oh, and Ultron 5 episode blew my
right?
mind.
That show kicks 9 kinds of
As
ass.
much as I love The Dark Knight, I always felt bad for kids who got, it's like, oh, I'm going to go read a Batman comic after The Dark Knight, and when they read Batman's voice, and they always hear,
Yeah, that ruins it.
I just felt so
I
bad.
can't-
For it has to be in
I
their
can't
head.
wait to see how they try to fix that in the next movie because
They didn't fix it in the second one. It was
Well, no,
No.
I mean it's
It's
become
gotten
such
worse.
it's become such a thing now that
It's a joke now, yeah.
They've got to address it. In the
They
next
should
one.
No,
they
you
should
guys-
just tell Christian Bale to talk normal and then dub his voiceover with Kevin
Guys,
Conroy.
no, guys, seriously, if you want to know why they're doing it, get up about 2:00 in the morning, put a mask on, and walk up behind somebody on the street and go, "I am the Knight," and so you'll know why he's doing the voice because
Anyway.
that out of somebody.
Anyone who has questions about DC Comics, call the guys at Dr. Volts.
Yes.
They'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. Go in. Go in is what you should do.
Get a hold.
801
Kick the door in.
I'm finally doing
485
it.
6114.
Those guys, I got rehired, so I'm getting a hold.
All right, let's finish this out. Let's order 69.
Yes.
Do you want to explain what that is?
Doesn't
Okay,
it have
now
to be
if
a
you-
We
concerted
talked about it in earlier
Right.
episodes.
It was actually the last episode.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, basically what happened is I have opinions, and I let them be known on a Facebook page called the Sexy Women of Cosplay. Now, I did not break their terms of
terms of use.
They have
terms
rules.
of use.
No.
Oh boy, do they!
They
Okay.
do have a lot of rules.
Right.
I
And
noticed that.
I did not say anything on a picture. I just asked her some advice. I was just like, "Look, we get it. I won't say nice vagina." Okay.
It's hot women dressed as characters
Right,
from
but they're taking
superheroes
themselves
and all that.
So seriously, first of all, the name of your page is called The
Sexy-
Sexy Women of Cosplay. It's not called the stitching on the costumes of ladies who like
At
superheroes.
conventions.
Right? So,
Could their costume be more accurate?
right, and so I just said some stuff, and my last thing was, I await banning, thinking like, oh, that's okay, well, and totally banned.
In
I
about
can't e-
40 seconds.
In about 40 seconds, can't even look at the thing, right? And which kind of incensed me. So,
Because he wanted to see a sexy women of cosplay.
well, that was part of it. But I'm
They're
just like,
kinda
this lady.
sexy.
Well, this lady is such a douche. Anyway,
So she kicked you out.
kick me out. So last episode I talked about Order 69. It's a closed group, and we have instructions. Stop asking us for invites.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
And
links.
stop asking me for
Yeah.
invites.
you too?
My
I've had
email is
15
Yeah,
personal
same
emails
here.
There are
from people.
multiple links if you go through any post that we're talking about on the Geek Show Facebook page. There are multiple links where you can go, click a link, go to their page, request an invite, and she'll approve you. Okay.
and
And then she's going to comment on how many new members.
But
they're
then
getting.
I got an email from her saying I'm getting an awful lot of people requesting to join Sexy Women of Cosplay, and I was just wondering if you mentioned us on your show or what. And,
You did?
And I wrote back and said yes. One of our panelists is a big fan. That's all I wrote
Did
back.
she ask? She sent you a thing?
Yes.
Oh.
So she didn't know who I was, but she still banned
So
me.
I just said one of my people is a huge fan of your site and recommended it. That's why. And they went, "Oh well, thank you." So that's
Okay.
where
Yeah, 'cause
that's
so
where it stands.
Basically,
right now.
we said something on the last show that came out. 100 people have joined.
So what do you want?
No, it
people,
was like I saw this post. It was like 300 people.
yeah. So what do you want people to do? What is Order 69?
Order 69 on.
You need to join this Facebook page, the Sexy Women
yeah,
of Cosplay,
Request a thing.
and then what?
And then go on. Let's see. We've decided. We talked about it in the car. June 16th.
June 16th
Yeah. 8 p.m.
at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Rocky Mountain time.
Right after dinner.
Right after dinner.
Supper.
Supper.
We call it supper.
Supper.
What better time to look at sexy women of cosplay?
Right.
Oh yeah, you got to
Go-
digest.
Go on their page and comment on as many pictures as you can. And,
Many pictures.
and just write this. Nice vagina.
That's what Order 69 is.
Just nice
them all.
vagina as much as you can. I want like 3,000
Nice vaginas.
nice vaginas.
Hit
on
them
there.
all June
I would-
16th at 8 p.m.
And copy and paste that so many times.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
paste.
Because I
You
don't,
don't, you don't want
and
the,
I will say this: I'm doing it because I'm an asshole.
you don't
Yes.
want the Geek Show Says Hey thing on
No.
it?
No,
No,
don't drag us into it because she'll
Okay.
probably figure
Just-
it out anyway.
Nice vagina.
Okay.
I think us broadcasting the instructions is probably a great
Well,
way for her to figure it out.
Because every girl on there, most of them, have a nice vagina.
They do.
We're just complimenting them.
They're not showing off their vaginas though. Let's put
Yes.
that out there.
So
I mean, it's usually covered by Mylar or Lycra.
but Greg, is there a Sexy Guys of Cosplay
I
site?
haven't looked. I'm sorry.
Nice cornhole.
Would you do?
Nice cornhole. Nice cornhole.
I will do some research and report back.
Would
to
you let me know?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
There is
Cyclops.
there is a there is a picture of Chris Hemsworth out there that turned a gay woman straight though.
Really?
Well, not really,
Wow.
but still.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because if anyone could. All right. Before we go, anything?
Tons of recommendations for DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yes.
Keep it to 5 pounds.
ACDC's Let There Be Rockets coming out. I'm a huge ACDC fan. So it's coming out on Blu-ray.
Whatever
that
good one good song.
Perfect DVD, or actually Blu-ray this time for Pride, is The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Ah,
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
I thought you
so
said
funny.
The Avengers of Priscilla, and it turned into a whole different movie for me.
Iron Man looks weird. There's a great documentary called American: The Bill Hicks Story.
oh yes, I've seen
Bill
this.
Hicks.
Really good.
Bill
Bill Hicks
Hicks.
is one of the funniest comedians that ever lived.
Yep.
A movie that Vice and I both loved called Another Year is coming out.
By Mike Lee.
It's kind of an Adam Sandler week because Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, his two good movies, are coming out on Blu-ray because they're releasing Just Go With It. So don't get Just Go With It, just get the old.
Or
ones.
if you do get Just Go With It, mute it and just fast forward to the scenes with the girl coming out of the water in the
Oh
bikini.
my
Okay.
God! Breaking Bad season 3
Yes.
is coming out. I wrote this because I think Shannon's a fan. Every Which Way But Loose. And,
You think I'm a fan, son?
Right turn, Clyde.
And any which way
Way
you
you
can,
can.
a double feature Blu-ray is coming out.
I gotta buy a Blu-ray.
Yep. Green Lantern: Emerald Knights is coming out.
Yeah.
Rome: The first and second seasons
Nakedness.
on Blu-ray, I think is what it is. There's a movie called Rubber, which is about a telekinetic car tire that
Oh,
goes off
yeah.
and
It goes
kills
on a
people.
killing spree.
Heard
Yep.
about that.
Yes.
James Sanctum, so don't go get that one. And then the anthology that we spoke about, the Superman
Oh, the
anthology,
big Superman
the big
package.
fucking hoopla is coming out. So Shannon's got some buying to do.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to afford that whole, dude.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You gonna get the Any Which Way You Can thing or the Superman pack?
I'm just not gonna pay my bills and get both.
No, you know.
Good idea.
I
Hunter,
think,
we're eating ramen
I
for a
think you
week.
should get
Stop
into.
eating.
I can't eat ramen.
I think you should get into prostitution.
And I
Start
just
pimping that shit.
I'm gonna
out.
go vegan and eat sand.
and I want to recommend. It's right here. Children's Hospital.
New season started this week.
New season has started, but this is season 1 and 2. Children's Hospital.
Some funny shit,
He uses the healing power of laughter.
and it's just so weird.
I loved
But it's
the
got
episode where
so
they.
ma-
I loved the episode where they had the co-eds had the bus accident, so they had to have the Halloween costume. And
Yeah.
there's like sexy drywall. It's this lady. She's wearing like negligee with a piece of drywall on the front of her.
It's so funny. It's got so many great comedians in it too.
Really
Megan
good.
Comedic
Megan
actors.
Mullally actually gets to be funny.
They're really good.
Henry Winkler's hilarious in it.
Yes, he is.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I got video games.
Gabe's.
Coming out this week, Infamous 2 on the PlayStation
I'm
3.
playing Infamous 1.
Looks pretty good. Red Faction Armageddon also looks very cool.
I saw that at E3 last year.
Ooh, there's a new
I looked
sci-fi
so
movie
good.
I
based
played
on it coming out.
I played the demo. And
Yeah.
the demo was a lot of fun. So I'm excited for that one. And probably gonna suck, but I'll have to try it anyway. Green Lantern, the video game.
Oh, okay,
Rise
I'll
of
play
the
it with you, bud.
Manhunters.
Rise of the Man.
I'd like to recommend Star Trek Online.
Really weird. What
That's
about
your-
you, Greg?
That's your mistress,
You
isn't
got anything
it?
you'd like to recommend this week?
If you think they say on this show is funny, get the movie Girls Will Be Girls in honor of Pride Month.
What is it? What is it about?
It's the cast. It's all guys dressed as women playing women.
Yes!
And it has the sickest, most wrong humor you will ever hear. If you say after you've seen this movie, you will have heard the line, "Abortion. I've had more women pulled out of me than a burning orphanage."
That sounds to me.
Yeah.
Every line in the movie is a one-liner. It
You know
is
me.
so funny.
Anytime there's an abortion joke, I'm there. All right.
Drinking game.
Drinking game. There we go.
And next week I'll have a total E3 coverage
Awesome.
because I fly out soon.
Cool. All right. On the broken news. Right.
Broken news section.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's have another drink.
Yay!
Yeah, it's only noon.
What do you want to? You got to finish this. Here.
Abort more ham.
Oh, good.